I used to think wasting food happened after supper. A plate nobody finished. Leftovers pushed to the back of the refrigerator. A bag of greens turning wet and sorry in the drawer. But after years of keeping a pantry, raising children, cooking in school cafeterias, and stretching groceries when money was tight, I learned something else. Some food is already being wasted before you ever cook it. That oil beside the stove may already be turning. That brown sugar may be hard as a brick. Those spices may smell like dust. Those potatoes may be sprouting in a plastic bag. And those cans sitting in a hot garage may not be something you want to trust. That food used to be money. So today I'm going through 30 pantry foods people store wrong without knowing it. Some are stale, some are already ruined, and a few can become unsafe if you ignore the signs. Let's start with the little things folks forget first. Number 30, breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs don't look like trouble, but I don't trust an opened canister for too long. Folks use a little for meatloaf, salmon patties, or baked chicken, then push it back on the shelf. But breadcrumbs are still bread. Once air and moisture get in, they go stale, clump, and can start smelling like the cabinet. And if pantry bugs ever show up, they'll find breadcrumbs just like they find flour. Give them a smell before using. If they smell dusty, sour, or stale, let them go. Keep them sealed, away from stove steam, or freeze extra if you use them slowly. Number 29, croutons. Croutons will fool you because they start out hard. You open that bag for soup or salad, fold it down, clip it, and figure those little cubes can take care of themselves. Then one day you reach in and they've gone soft around the edges, chewy in the middle, and tasting like old toast. That's not dangerous, but you bought crunch and the pantry stole it. A small jar, leftover container, or freezer bag does better than that flimsy bag. Number 28, pancake mix. I've made plenty of pancakes for sleepy children, and a tired mix will make you blame yourself for no reason. You tear open that little bag, use some, fold it down, and put it back in the box. But air and dampness still get in. That mix has leavening in it, the part that helps pancakes rise. So when they come out flat, heavy, and pale, it may not be your skillet. The mix may have lost its lift. If pancakes are not regular in your house, buy the smaller box. Number 27, cake mix. Cake mix sits around longer than pancake mix because folks save it for birthdays, church meals, or when company might come. But that date on the box does not know your kitchen. If the mix has been sitting over the stove, near steam, or in a cabinet that gets warm, it can lose strength before the date says so. The baking powder and soda inside can get weak, and that cake may come out flat, gummy, or heavy. Before you blame the oven, check where that box has been living. Number 26, cornbread mix. Cornbread mix is close to my heart, so I don't like seeing it treated careless. That little pouch has leavening in it, so it can lose its rise. But it also has cornmeal, and cornmeal carries natural oils that can turn old in a warm pantry. That is when your cornbread comes out bitter, flat, or tasting just a little wrong. And bad cornbread is hard to hide. Beans know, greens know, everybody at the table knows. If you open that pouch, don't leave it folded in the box until next month. Give it a smell before it touches your skillet. Number 25, Instant mashed potatoes. Potato flakes look like they could survive anything, but they are little sponges. Leave that box half open and they start pulling in dampness and pantry smells. Then one evening you make a quick bowl, add butter, maybe a splash of milk, and it still tastes flat, papery, or like the shelf it came from. That is not supper-saving food anymore. If the pouch is open, it needs a better home, something that shuts tight. Keep it away from strong-smelling foods because potatoes will carry that taste right to the plate. Number 24, powdered gravy mix. Powdered gravy mix is supposed to help when supper needs a little saving. But those packets get tossed in drawers, bent under soup boxes, or left half used with the top folded down. Then moisture gets in and turns that powder stiff. By the time it hits the pan, it does not melt smooth. You get little salty lumps floating around, and everybody knows the gravy came from trouble. Before you count on it, squeeze the packet. It should feel loose, not hard like a brick. If you only use part of one, label what's left. Mystery brown powder is not something to gamble supper on. Number 23, bouillon cubes and powder. Bouillon is small, but it does big work. A cube can wake up beans, rice, greens, and soup. But when bouillon sits too long in damp air, cubes get soft and sticky, and powder can turn into one hard block. It also picks up smells. So if it has been sitting next to strong spices or in a cabinet that always smells like the stove, don't be surprised when the pot tastes strange. Before you drop it in, smell it. Bouillon should smell like broth, not like the cabinet. Weak bouillon makes weak supper. Number 22, dried soup mix. Dried soup mix is the kind of thing that hides behind the cans until a cold day comes along. You open it once, use part of it, fold the bag down, and put it back like that seasoning is going to wait forever. But air makes the flavor fade. Dampness can make the powder clump, and those little dried noodles or vegetables can start tasting stale. Then you cook it and wonder why the soup tastes thin. If the packet feels hard or the smell is flat before it ever hits the pot, don't expect much from it. Number 21, crackers. A cracker only has one job. It is supposed to snap. That is why I always check open sleeves before I put them out with soup, tuna salad, or peanut butter. Crackers can look normal in the box, but if that sleeve has been sitting loose, damp air will soften them before you know it. And once a cracker starts bending, nobody wants it. Not children, not company, not even somebody trying to be polite. Saltines, butter crackers, snack crackers, don't trust the cardboard box to protect them. If it bends instead of breaks, the money is already gone. Number 20, cereal. Cereal is where that little cardboard flap lies to people. You close the top of the box and it feels handled, but the real protection is that inner bag. Once that bag is loose, cereal starts losing its crunch. It can taste like paper, pick up pantry smells, and turn soft before the box is empty. And if it has nuts, dried fruit, or little clusters in it, it can get tired even faster. Roll that inner bag tight, Clip it well or pour it into a container that actually closes. Number 19, popcorn kernels. Popcorn will tell on your pantry. Those kernels need a little moisture trapped inside because that is what turns to steam and makes them pop. When they sit too long in a warm spot or in a loose bag that never really closes, they dry out little by little. Then movie night comes and half the pot stays at the bottom like gravel. Small popcorn, chewy popcorn, too many unpopped kernels, that bag may have already dried past its best. Popcorn should pop loud, not sit there quiet and stubborn. Number 18, cornmeal. Cornmeal is dear to me, but it will turn on you if you treat it like plain flour. There's oil in cornmeal, especially the stone ground kind, and that oil can go rancid in a warm pantry. It may still look yellow and pretty, but your nose will know. Fresh cornmeal should smell clean and a little sweet like corn. Bad cornmeal smells sour, bitter, musty, or like old oil. If you don't cook cornbread often, keep only a little on the shelf and put the rest in the freezer. Bad cornmeal can ruin good beans. Number 17, whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour is not white flour with a brown coat on. It still has the bran and germ in it, and that is where the natural oils are. Those oils are good for flavor, but they do not sit forever in a warm kitchen. They can turn rancid and give your muffins, bread, or pancakes a bitter taste before you understand what happened. Fresh whole wheat flour should smell mild and a little nutty. If it smells sour, sharp, dusty, or like old oil, don't bake with it. If you use it slow, keep the extra in the freezer and scoop out what you need. Number 16, self-rising flour. Self-rising flour is biscuit flour with a little help already mixed in. That help is baking powder, and baking powder does not stay strong forever, so the flour may still look fine, smell fine, and scoop fine, but when it hits the bowl, it may not have enough lift to do its job. That is how you get biscuits that come out flat, heavy, and sitting low on the pan like they gave up. If that bag has been sitting around most of the year, don't trust it for Sunday breakfast without testing a little first. Number 15, baking powder. Baking powder is one of those pantry foods that can be ruined and still look brand new. It will sit in that little can looking dry and harmless, but the power may already be gone. A little humidity is all it takes, especially if that can lives where steam from the stove, sink, or dishwasher can reach it. Then your cake sits low, your muffins come out heavy, and your biscuits don't rise like they used to. Before you trust it, put a spoonful in hot water. If it bubbles strong, it still has life. If it barely reacts, it's already dead. It doesn't have to smell bad to be useless. Number 14, brown sugar. Brown sugar is not ruined when it turns hard, but it sure does become a nuisance. You reach for it to make oatmeal, baked beans, sweet potatoes, or cookies, and there it is, one solid brick sitting in the bag. That happens when air dries it out. The sugar is still there, but the moisture that made it soft has left. That paper bag it came in is not a storage plan. It is just packaging. A slice of bread or a brown sugar saver can soften it again, but I'd rather not fight my ingredients every time I cook. Brown sugar is supposed to scoop, not knock back. Number 13, powdered sugar. Powdered sugar looks soft and innocent, but damp air will turn it lumpy fast. Then you go to make icing, glaze, or a little dusting for a cake, and those clumps don't want to smooth out. You can sift a few lumps, but if the whole bag feels hard, that sugar has been sitting in too much moisture. And don't keep it where steam rises every day, not beside the stove, not above the dishwasher. That original bag is fine for getting it home. It is not good enough for keeping it soft. Number 12, dried herbs. Dried herbs can be ruined without ever looking ruined. I learned that cooking in school cafeterias where seasonings had to pull their weight. Old thyme, oregano, basil, and parsley may still sit pretty in the jar, but if you rub a little between your fingers and smell almost nothing, there's not much left to give. They won't hurt you, they just won't help supper either. Heat, steam, and sunlight steal their strength little by little. That spice rack over the stove may look handy, but it's wearing those herbs out. If the smell is gone, the flavor is gone too. Number 11, ground spices. Ground spices are one of those pantry foods that can be ruined while still looking full. That jar of cumin, cinnamon, paprika, ginger, or black pepper may not be unsafe, but if the smell is gone, the flavor is gone too. At that point, you're shaking dust into supper. Heat and steam make it worse. That spice rack above the stove may look handy, but every boiling pot is helping wear those spices out. That's how chili tastes flat, baked apples taste dull, and beans need twice as much seasoning as they should. If the smell barely reaches you, it has already lost what you paid for. Number 10, tea bags. Tea bags will take on the company they keep. Set an open box near coffee, garlic powder, cinnamon, or anything strong, and that tea starts picking up those smells. Add a little dampness from steam, and the flavor gets dull before you ever put the kettle on. That is how a cup meant to settle your stomach ends up tasting like the pantry shelf. I don't leave tea loose in a torn box. A tin, jar, or container with a good lid keeps it tasting like itself. And keep the strong tea separate, because peppermint will boss everybody else around. Number 9, ground coffee. Ground coffee is already losing flavor before most folks get it home. That good smell when you open the bag, that is part of what you paid for, and it does not stay forever. Air steals it, heat steals it, sunlight steals it, and a clear jar on the counter may look pretty, but it is not doing that coffee any favors. The refrigerator can make things worse too. Coffee picks up smells and moisture, and nobody wants a morning cup tasting like last night's leftovers. If you buy in bulk, freeze extra in small portions so you're not thawing the same bag over and over. Coffee costs too much to let half the flavor leave before breakfast. Number 8, nuts. Nuts are too expensive to let them sit in a warm pantry turning bitter. Walnuts and pecans are the worst about it, but almonds, cashews, and pine nuts can do it too. They have natural oils inside, and those oils can go rancid. The mean part is, they may still look perfectly fine in the bag. Your nose will usually catch it first. Rancid nuts can smell sharp, bitter, stale, or almost like paint. Put those in banana bread or oatmeal, and the whole thing tastes wrong. If you use nuts slowly, don't keep the big bag folded on the shelf. Give them the refrigerator or freezer. A big jar of nuts is not a bargain if half of it turns mean before you get back to it. Number 7, natural peanut butter. Natural peanut butter needs more respect than the regular jar. When it is mostly peanuts and salt, That oil rising to the top is normal. But oil can turn old, especially if the jar sits warm for months after you've stirred it. Then the peanut butter starts tasting sharp, bitter, or stale instead of clean and nutty. And peanut butter is too useful to waste. Around here, it belongs right up there with beans and rice. Check the label because some brands tell you what to do. If you use it slow, the refrigerator is usually better, even if it makes spreading a little harder. Number 6, olive oil. Olive oil sitting beside the stove is a convenience that costs you. I know why folks put it there. The pan is hot, your hand reaches for it, and there it is. But heat and light are hard on oil. They can turn a good bottle flat, bitter, waxy, or even faintly like crayons. And the sad part is, people keep cooking with it because it still looks fine. Good olive oil should help the food, not drag it down. Keep it off the counter, out of the window, and away from stove heat. If you buy a big bottle, pour a little into a smaller one and protect the rest. Oil is too costly to let the kitchen ruin it. These last 5 are the ones I really want you to check. Some look normal, some cost too much to waste, and one of them is not something to play with at all. Number 5, opened maple syrup. Pure maple syrup is where folks get surprised. Unopened, it can sit in the pantry just fine. But once that seal is broken, that bottle does not belong back on the shelf like nothing changed. Real maple syrup can grow mold after it has been opened, especially if it sits in a warm pantry. Sometimes it shows up as a little fuzzy spot on top. Sometimes it hides around the neck of the bottle where people don't look before pouring. That syrup belongs in the refrigerator with the cap closed tight. If you bought a big jug and only use it now and then, freeze part of it. And if you see mold, don't stand there bargaining with an expensive bottle. Number 4, molasses. Molasses is old-fashioned pantry food, and I still respect it. But a jar of molasses is not something you open for gingerbread one Christmas and then keep forever. Once air gets in, and once that rim gets sticky so the lid does not close right, trouble can start. A warm cabinet can make molasses lose that deep flavor, and sometimes it can ferment or grow mold. If it smells sour, sharp, alcoholic, or musty, don't put it in baked beans, barbecue sauce, or cookies. Keep the lid clean and tight. If you use it slow, the refrigerator is not a bad idea. It will thicken, but warm water loosens it. Number 3, garlic in oil. This one is not about taste. This one is about safety. Homemade garlic sitting in oil on the counter may look harmless, but it can turn dangerous. Garlic is low acid, and oil shuts out air. That is the kind of place botulism bacteria can grow, and you cannot smell it, see it, or taste it first. Store-bought garlic oil is handled differently. Homemade is not the same. If you make garlic oil at home, it needs to go straight in the refrigerator and be used quickly. If you have a jar sitting in the pantry or on the counter, don't use it. Some pantry mistakes waste money. This one is not worth playing with. Number 2, potatoes. Potatoes look simple, but they can get ruined 4 different ways before supper. Leave them in plastic and moisture gets trapped. That is how one soft potato starts teaching the whole bag to rot. Leave them in the light and they can turn green under the skin. Green potatoes are not something I play with. Put them in the refrigerator and the cold changes their starch to sugar. That makes them taste odd and brown too much when you fry or roast them. And please don't store potatoes beside onions. They may be neighbors in the recipe, but not on the shelf. Give potatoes a paper bag, basket, or box where air can move. Keep them out of light, out of the fridge, and away from onions. Number 1, canned foods. I save canned foods for last because people trust a can like it cannot fail. And yes, canned food can carry a family through storms, sickness, tight checks, and empty store shelves. I respect a good shelf of cans, but a can is not magic. Heat and dampness are trouble. A hot garage, shed, cabinet over the stove, wet basement, or spot under the sink can damage cans over time. Rust is a warning sign. So is swelling, leaking, or a deep dent on the seam. Before you open a can, look at it. If it is swollen, leaking, badly rusted, or deeply dented, don't taste it to see. Throw it out. Rotate your cans. Keep the older ones in front. And don't let emergency food sit somewhere that ruins it before the emergency ever comes. That food used to be money. Don't let the storage place take it from you. Before you leave, check one pantry shelf today. Look for opened bags, stale smells, loose lids, weak spices, soft crackers, and cans that look rusted, swollen, or dented around the seam. A full pantry only helps if the food inside is still worth trusting. And if you want to know which canned foods are worth keeping for hard times, watch this next video. 12 canned foods every prepper should stockpile before the shelves go empty.